My name is Richard Pisacano. My background is grape growing, and we're here at my vineyard, Roanoke Vineyards.
Hello, I'm Byron Elmendorf. I'm the head winemaker at Macari Vineyards in Mattituck on the North Fork of Long Island. 2024 was my fifth vintage here on Long Island, and it very much confirmed what I have learned from other vintages, which is you really don't know what to expect until the very end.
Winter of 2024 it wasn't warm and sunny, but it looked like it was going to be set up for an early bud break. And sure enough, we had an early bud break in mid to late April, and then on a Friday, April 26th, we had 27 degrees for about 4 or 5 hours. And so at that point in the region, there were mainly Chardonnay was emerged, the buds, Cabernet Franc, and some varieties had 1 to 2, 3-inch growth, maybe at the most. And so those blocks, it didn't take long to determine that there was going to be some damage. The whole region suffered, at least 50 to 60% crop loss. So it was an interesting, painful, and unfortunate experience for the region. So then the vintage progressed. Usually in May and June we get these periods of rain. We're hoping for warm temperatures to fill the canopy, and then mid-June comes and we're waiting for bloom, which was perfectly set, except for the affected varieties. And we did have unseasonably warm days in June and early July, and a lot of moisture. So disease became an issue, downy mildew.
We had a very difficult summer. Conditions were very moist, humid, warm. Disease pressure was high, forcing the vineyard crew to just be very on it. Any mistakes, any lacks was, you could see the results of that almost instantly. We've had a couple other years where things have changed mid-vintage and really altered my expectations. And 2024 was, I think, the best possible example of that happening.
So if we get a good August where there's plenty of sunlight, plenty of heat, I get excited about that because I know that we're sort of collecting those days needed to take us through the seasons.
Conditions were ideal throughout the harvest period in its entirety. The end of August was dry, all throughout September, all throughout October. Yields were down overall, in part because of a frost event for us in the late spring. But the upside of that is that it was more than made up for with quality. We try to maximize the soil vitality by excluding the use of any herbicides or chemical fertilizers. We tend to rely on our compost for almost all of our nutritional needs. A robust ecosystem around the roots itself is extremely helpful in keeping the vines, keeping the canopies alive and well throughout even stressful dry conditions like we experienced in 24. In contrast to 23, we were able to pick completely on our own schedule when we wanted to. We had almost no events where weather conditions were forcing our hand to pick. In that sense, it was incredibly relaxing. This was probably the lowest pressure vintage I can remember in quite some time.
Everything is as good as it gets. We brought in, thousands of tons of grapes. I wouldn't reject a single berry.
Overall, I would say that quality was extremely high. We just wish we had a little bit more of what we're working with because we're so excited about it.
Today, November 7th, where the decision now is when to take them off their skins, how much to extract, and it's just amazing what we're experiencing right now.
I think that it's really a testament to the strengths of this region. That we can make an excellent product in adverse conditions, and we can really knock it out of the park when Mother Nature smiles on us.
I often think about what it might be like to grow grapes in a perfect region, that the sun just shines and it rains when it's supposed to and the fruit is perfect, I'm not sure it's something I'd be interested in.